Okay, so in the first video, we went over 4 kinematic equations, and I went in depth into 2 of them, and I said in part 2 I would go over the other 2 kinematic equations and kind of show you them, show you a couple of examples, show you them in action. So I've written a question up here. A rocket is traveling at 25 meters per second and fires another thruster accelerating at 5 meters per second for 10 seconds. How far did the rocket travel during this time? So to start any physics question, we have really 2 options. Option 1 is to draw a picture, and that can be useful in certain situations. In this and when I say draw a picture, you can really, you don't have to draw like a rocket, right? We can just indicate, maybe this rocket is just this little dot, and we know, okay, this rocket is traveling along at 25 meters per second, and we know it's going to fire a thruster, and it's going to accelerate, write that correctly. It's going to accelerate at 5 meters per second. And it's doing that for 10 seconds. And we want to know, where did this rocket end up, right? We want to know how far away, let's use another color here. How far away did this rocket go, right? What is this distance here? Or displacement, really. In this case, distance and displacement are the same since it's moved, only in a straight line and only in one direction. So we're going to use guess, and this picture can be helpful. As the questions get more complicated, pictures become more and more helpful. Okay, so let's identify our givens. It's traveling at 25 meters per second, so that's our initial velocity. It's accelerating at 5 meters per second, so that's our acceleration. And it does so for 10 seconds, so that's our time. Okay. What is our unknown? We want to know how far did the rocket travel? So that is displacement. Okay. So now, once we have our givens and our unknowns, right, this is the point at which, we have 4 equations right now. So it's not immediately obvious which equation do we use. How do I know which of the 4 equations I need to use? Well, the first thing, is you have to have those equations in front of you. If you don't have them in front of you, you can't. What do you pick from? So that's why we have that physics equation sheet that you're creating. I'm going to go ahead and because I can't show, the entire equation sheet, I'm just going to go ahead and write down our equations. So as a reminder, our 4 kinematic equations are okay. So those are our 4 kinematic equations, or the big 4, as I've been calling them. And now our job is to just do a little bit of matching. That's really all we do when we're trying to determine what to put here, what to put as our equation. if we have our givens and our unknowns written down, all we need to do here is match, right? There's no magic to this. I just look at, hey, I've got a V naught here in my given. I've got a T, I've got an A, and I've got a D. So I've got 4 symbols. My equation needs to have those 4 symbols, and only those 4 symbols. So I just start going down the line. Well, VF, that's wrong. There's no VF here. D, okay, I've got displacement. There's another VF. This one's wrong. Again, another VF. That's wrong. So let's hope this last equation's right. If it's not right, it means I've done something wrong, or I need some more equations. Here we look at displacement. We got D. We have V naught. We have T. Great. We have A and we have T squared. So this equation does work for us. Notice I didn't say that the unknown always had to be on the left side of the equation, right? It just has to be in there somewhere. If it's on the left side, then we don't have to do a lot of algebra, but it can work, and I'll show you an example of that next, but it can work kind of anywhere in the equation, just as long as it's there. So I'm going to go back to my purple color here. I've written the equation, and now I just substitute in. Okay. And just for folks who were a little bit confused about my units, I'm going to keep units in this time. And you'll see it makes it a little bit more cluttered, but it is a little bit more exact. And I've made a mistake in this question. Some of you guys probably noticed that. Is now corrected. Acceleration has units of meters per second. So, yes, now it's corrected. 10 seconds squared. Okay. And so all I've done here is I've input, what I've had for B naught, what I had for T, what I had for A. And notice here, this T, this whole thing gets squared. T squared. So even the units get squared. And so we'll start with this first term here. 25 meters per second times 10 seconds. Well, 25 times 10 is 250. And a meter times a second divided by a second, well, those seconds just cancel out, like they're numbers or variables, right? If I had 10 divided by 10, that would become 1. If I had x divided by x, that would become 1. So the units work in the same way. So I'm left with meters. And now we'll work with this term here. We have to do this in a couple of steps. Let's start with, orders of operations. We do our exponents first. So 10 squared is 100. Second squared is, second squared. And then we're multiplying this by 5 meters per second squared. Like I was saying earlier, just like if we had an x here or a number here, when we have an s squared and we divide by an s squared, that cancels out. 5 times 100 is 500. We're left with 500 meters. Don't forget our 1/2 though. Since 1/2 has no units, it doesn't change the units, and we're left with 250 meters. So our second term there is 250 meters. Right, so that was a little bit messy. But we end up with our displacement is 500 meters. Okay, so that's how we use this equation right here. Okay, and really, what we're going to notice is these 4 equations, they're just situational, right? Which equation we use when is all determined by what are our givens and what are our unknowns. Okay, That's how I determine what equation I'm using. There is no mystery, there's no magic. It's just, hey, if I've got the symbols that are in this equation, I'm going to use it. And that is why, that's part of the reason why that guess method is so useful, because so much work is done, identifying those givens. So, okay, sorry about that, a little technical difficulty, but the question is up. A rocket is traveling at 5 meters per second and it accelerates to 10 meters per second. If the rocket traveled 75 meters during this time, what is this acceleration? So, again, we can start off by drawing a picture. And, here we go. We got a rocket. It's moving at 5 meters per second. And then it goes some distance. And then is going 10 meters per second. And we know that distance here is 75 meters. We're looking for acceleration. So let's go ahead and do our guess method. We know that that's how we're going to start that's how we're going to do every problem using guess. And it should be becoming more and more clear why, right? Because, okay, I've got my initial velocity is 5 meters per second, right? That's what it said it was traveling at, and we have it in our picture. Our final velocity, again, we have it in our picture and it's in the question, 10 meters per second. And distance, it's in the picture, it's in our question, okay? 75 meters. Our known, what is acceleration, right? This is what we're looking for. And equations. So with equations, right, you would look at your equation sheet. I'll go ahead and write them here. So displacement is equal to t plus 1/2 at squared. Okay, so those are our 4 kinematic equations. And again, like I've been saying, there's no mystery here. Like, how do I know which one I use? Well, I look at the symbols and I just match, right? So V naught, D, VF, and A. Well, D, okay, we got it. V naught, we got it. T, wrong. We don't have a T. VF, we've got it. V naught, we've got it. 2 is just 2. A and D, we've got it. So we just found the equation. So we're not using these two. Okay. And, the matching, you'll get better at this, right? But this is, like I've been saying, this is one of the big reasons why we use guess, is when we use this guess method, right? Like, it's not that bad to find the givens or the unknown. And once we get them, our equation just kind of drops out. We know how to get the equation. If we hadn't written down the givens and the unknowns, we'd have no idea how to get this equation. Like, I wouldn't know either. Nobody would know. This is how you do it. All right. And now we just substitute and solve. Now we go right back to our math class. So VF here is 10 squared equals 5 squared plus 2 times A is what we're looking for. And now we just solve. Subtract 25. That's 75 equals 150A. And divide by 150. We get 0.5. And if we add units back in, it's meters per second squared. Again, I will go over, or I have a video out about units. So if this kind of portion, if that bugs you, watch my video about units. It should help. So that's how we use, this equation. And we could see that A was not on the left side of the equation.